What's going on there, folks? Good evening. It is the Earthmaster here on the live stream on this beautiful Sunday, May 29, 2022 date. About 8:38 p.m. West Coast time here in California. I do have my beautiful co-host with me this evening, Missy Mimis. How are you?
How's it going, guys? I'm good. And yourself?
Pretty good. Not too bad. Enjoying this Memorial Day weekend. So she's going to come out, actually hanging out with us tonight, doing the update video and whatnot. And we'll do a question and answer show, just a short one at the end of this update video. Latest earthquake, we did see some movement come into Hawaii on the live stream. The live seismographs here just a short time ago. That was from a 2.3 or 2.4. I believe it's in the lower 2 magnitude range. Latest quake, though, shows a 1.4 into the area of, looks like Southern California right now, getting in on some of the activity. But first, before we get into the earthquake activity, I kind of want to talk about the possible meteor storm tomorrow in the nighttime sky. This is from the Tau Herculid meteors. There's a little uncertainty on if this is going to be a big storm or if it's going to be a complete dud, and it has to do with a breakup that occurred from the main comet Swashman, right?
Yep.
Watchman.
Yep.
Better known as Comet 73P. It did break up in 1995 and continued to fragment. There's a little uncertainty on how much debris was left behind, but it doesn't disappear in space like it would, like if you throw litter on the ground, right? It kind of disappears underneath the dirt here on Earth. Not saying I litter, but you guys get the message. So it's up there in space still since about 1995. And there's a little uncertainty, but either way, tomorrow is the big night. You guys definitely don't want to miss it. Me and Miss Mimi's will be out with our cameras in the dark around 10 p.m. West Coast time. So we're looking at 1 a.m. Eastern time. Now that's going to be tomorrow night. They have it here on the 31st because it's after midnight on the Eastern time. Tomorrow night, May 30th. 10 p.m. our time here along the West Coast. And of course, in between, you guys know your time stamps. Duration of the shower is unknown. A watch around the predicted peak time. And it looks like for watchers on half of the globe, the peak will come in daylight. In that case, of course, a watch close as possible to the predicted peak, either before or after it. If the showers do take place, they will appear from the constellation Boots.
I'm guessing so.
There's a little, or Butez.
Butez the herdsman.
I don't know. I'm not even familiar with that one. So,
Right.
Either way, it's going to be west-northwest of Arcturus. What is that one?
Arcturus.
Arcturus. There we go. A couple different pronunciations here tonight. I'm glad you're here to help me with. Yeah. Either way, west-northwest towards the Herculids. And it should be pretty cool. There's a new moon on the May 30th, so it's going to be completely dark out there. I'm loving it. Expected meteors to peak. No one knows exactly, but according to an article here on the abc.net Australia site, talking about maybe 1,000 meteors per hour from this system here, possibly. There's, like I said, there's a little uncertainty on the expected amount or if anything will take place at all. It says no one knows exactly, but this could be a true meteor storm. The last one was the famous
Leonid
meteor storm of 1966. So that was like well before my time. Looks like meteors fell at rates as high as 40 meteors per second. Holy smokes! Could you imagine that? 40 meteors per second?
Yeah, that's a lot.
I'd be like, okay, what's going on here? But it looks like the folks back then felt they had to clutch the ground because so strong was the impression of Earth moving through space. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, guys, check it out tomorrow night. Let me see if I can bring up this little map here of direction. Okay, so this is the west direction here towards the west. Looks like 9:45 p.m. till 10:17 p.m. is the expected outburst time, the peak time frame. So we'll probably be out there about 9 o'clock tomorrow, our time. looks like 12:45 on the East Coast there tomorrow night. Here is the radiant map here. The closest you are to the Baja California area within this circle, the better chance that you have here of seeing it. And it looks like here in Northern California, we're pretty close there. So we should have a pretty good shot of seeing some of this activity. Up north, of course, you got daylight and whatnot around the Alaska time zone, so I don't think it's going to be visible up there. But a good portion of the world here has a good chance of seeing that. Let's see here. Dark sky is essential, of course. Going to have a new moon, so it's all good. Either way, the 1995 outburst and breakup may produce a wonderful meteor shower tomorrow night, folks. So I can't wait to check it out. We'll see how it goes. Right? Are you excited? I'm pretty excited.
Super excited. Like, we tried to see one recently, and
yeah,
it was
but
a dud.
Well, I don't go out for the ones that say 20 to 30 per hour.
Yeah, there's not much.
I mean, what's really?
That's not much.
So it's, I mean, even if it was 100 per hour, I might head out there for that. But if you're looking at possibly 1,000 per hour, yes, it's gonna be worth my time standing out there, viewing the potential for some awesome meteor showers. So I'll be prepared. I hope you guys will too, and we'll produce some photos and whatnot if we do capture some awesome skies tomorrow night. Hawaii has been a pretty good hot spot. If you guys been watching the live stream over the course of the day today, seen quite a few earthquakes showing up on the Alea Permanent Station. That's a seismograph in the Hawaii area, picking up all the activity on the southeastern edge here of the Puerto Rico island. Latest quake, a 2.3 near Pahala, California, 33.0 kilometers. A lot of them down there around 33.
Pahala, Hawaii.
Oh, did I
You
say
said
California? Oh, goodness. I'm glad you did not let that slide.
No,
Is there a Pahala, California?
I don't believe so.
Paha. Alrighty. Goodness. Goodness gracious. We've been out in the garden a lot today, so I'll blame it on the sunshine.
Right.
California getting in on some activity. Look at this. Lighting up pretty significantly across the southern portion of the state. A couple earthquakes here within the last hour. Kind of in a line here on the western portion of the San Andreas Fault. Nothing significant. In fact, West Coast, aside from activity up here in Northern California along the Cascadia, 2.9 down there at 24 kilometers, everything's in the microquake department here. But there's definitely been quite a bit today around Los Angeles and through the San Jacinto Fault Zone. And low activity on the Garlock Fault structure itself. This is something we've got to watch pretty closely, because I kind of feel like this area is definitely prime, similar to the southern section of San Andreas Fault, for some possible large-scale movement. So these two do not go hand in hand. Would not be a good scenario to activate any of those fault systems here in this area. Eastern section of Sierra Nevada pretty quiet, aside from some microquakes here just outside of the Long Valley Supervolcano, 2.2 near Dixon Lane, it looks like. And as mentioned, some activity up here into the Cascadia. This is the southern end of the Cascadia subduction zone. Got to remember, underneath, even though we have the locked area up here offshore, there's still that subduction ongoing here that goes underneath the North American plate. Let me give you guys a little view. Here's the latest tremor activity here. Today, the 29th, we got 250 epicenters. Not a big number. In fact, this is half of what we've seen over the past week or so. Each day, we had roughly around 500 or 600 tremors each day. But this here, 250 epicenters, and this is the M energy release. Roughly around the 1 magnitude range, it looks like, energy release anyway. And it goes hand in hand with the activity we're kind of seeing up here, right? Within that same area, although a little bit larger. Sometimes these tremors do trigger earthquakes and upstream, and that's kind of what we've seen today with the 2.9, about 24 kilometers, a little bit further upstream than the tremor activity we're seeing down there around 30 to 40 kilometers deep. Getting back to the earthquake activity in the Pacific Northwest, not a whole lot going on. Some microquakes scattered out and about throughout the Intermountain West. Nothing major going on through the Utah area or Yellowstone. Looks like low activity around Quinton, Oklahoma and around Tennessee had that earthquake earlier today with a 2.3 near East Cleveland. Over here in Virginia, there's some newer activity kicking up. Looks like recently, within the past few hours, a couple twos outside of Richmond. And what is that, Louisa?
Yeah, Louisa.
Virginia. Haven't seen too much earthquake activity out there recently. But you do have this mountain range, fault systems all over the place. And a lot of them are, inactive for the most part. But occasionally we do see these swarms and little earthquakes pop up. Middle America Trench still seeing some fours kicking up off the coast of Guatemala, Nicaragua, and the Mexico area. Puerto Rico Trench has quieted down pretty significantly. Only 15 earthquakes here on the southwestern edge of Puerto Rico and South America area. These two earthquakes were not here during our morning update, but a couple twos kicking up. Fours. See, I caught myself. You know why I said two? Because there's two right here.
We'll let that one slide.
Like the last one, right? Couple fours kicking off there. Some movement outside of Fiji. I'm glad you're here. Goodness. Otherwise, I'd have to read this in the comments. I'd be like, what? Did I really say that? And I'll have to go back and read it. And goodness.
We've been out in the sun today, man. And you know what? It might be cooler here right now, but that sun is still cooking.
It's still cooking, definitely. All right, let's see. Anything recently? Looks like we had a 4.9 in Tonga. Very end of this little plate boundary here. This little horseshoe type deal. Pretty shallow earthquake, 4.9. Just outside of Samoa. And earlier this afternoon, we did have a pretty deep earthquake, 302 kilometers for the 4.6 into the Tonga Trench area. Not a whole lot of subsequent activity here throughout the Philippines or the Indonesia area. I am seeing some activity pop up here in Western Australia. I got to go to the EMSC model here to check that out real quick. Let's bring this up here and see if I can find that earthquake activity that was showing up earlier. There it is. Looks like a couple threes here in this area of Australia. Whoa, where'd it go? I could have swore I clicked on it. Oh, I must be way south of the area. There we go. Couple threes. Look at that. This is over the course of goes back 10 hours. It goes back a few days. But today looks like there was a couple threes in Western Australia kicking up even a 2.5. It looks like a couple about 10 hours ago. So a little activity ramping up there in that region of, I didn't say Hawaii, did I? Australia.
Oh,
goodness. I know.
Now we're second guessing ourselves
It's
here.
because you got me, put a complex on me right now.
Well.
But at least you're correcting me. That's good.
You.
Definitely got to correct me for sure.
Otherwise, we will be corrected anyway.
Hawaii got pretty big out there. Let me tell you, it's grown dramatically. Let's hope not. That would not be a good sign for Hawaii if it grew that large overnight or throughout the day.
That would be very bad.
So either way, I still think Hawaii is an area to watch pretty closely with all the ongoing activity here. I know it's been pretty common to see swarms, but kind of seems like it's kind of picking up a lot around the Helens slump in areas northeast and east of the Kilauea volcano. Something to watch pretty closely. Let's see what else we got. One earthquake out here in Iran, and of course we've seen a little small microquake activity showing up on the globe around Italy and throughout the Mediterranean Sea region, not showing up there on the USGS map. Tremor activity tonight, as I mentioned, 250 epicenters of tremor, mostly confined here tonight to Northern California. Go ahead and check out Mount St. Helens, the recent activity up here as far as seismic movement goes. And we'll check it out here real quick. By the way, if you guys want, you guys are welcome to ask comments right now in the live chat while we're doing the update. That way we can get on them ASAP. Far as earthquake activity goes, some very, very small microquakes here at Mount St. Helens over the course of the last couple hours. And generally, over the last morning or this afternoon time frame and morning, there hasn't really been a lot. In fact, only minimal earthquake activity here at Mount St. Helens. So it looks like things are finally tapering off and dying down for the moment as far as microquake activity goes at Mount St. Helens. Yellowstone National Park. Somebody was talking about some odd activity showing up here at the park. And I'm guessing it has to do with this movement here that you guys can see at Mammoth Vault, Hebgen Lake, Maple Creek. Also shown up here around the east entrance. This was earlier today. This did not show up on a couple of these other stations. But the only thing I can think of is that they are indeed wind events and not magma related or any type of seismic activity. I know there is some storms brewing up there. I'm looking on my radar map, and there was looks like a line of thunderstorms now over Casper, Wyoming, that did venture through Yellowstone. And sometimes you can get some heavy rain, wind, thunder, and it looked like it lasted for a couple hours. So this activity kind of goes hand in hand with the movement we're seeing over here around Hebgen Lake, kind of giving that very spiky type of signature here, and that could be wind related. I'm not seeing any earthquake activity here within this region on the map. You can ask any geologist that. Those look like wind events, weather related events there. As far as earthquake activity goes, I'm not seeing it at all. Interference here around Little Westham, obviously. That's not the ground moving up and down or pulsating.
Yeah.
It's please don't listen to the fearmongers. But little activity. This is what we look for in earthquake activity here. Little, very small microquakes here in this area of the park that did show up barely on the Purple Mountain Station here just to the northwest of Mary Lake. But aside from that, that's it. Not a whole lot of earthquake activity jumping there at Yellowstone National Park. Let's quickly double check the space weather here, and then we'll jump into any questions and whatnot. We did have a C flare kick up. Looks like a little subsequent CME was produced as well. Not a big flare, but looks like a long duration C flare into the C2 category, it looks like, or C1.4. Not for sure exactly which sunspot this came from. Let's look at this map here and maybe we can get a glimpse. Hard to say, possibly maybe from this far side sunspot, but then again, none of these facing Earth right now are of any threat. Everything's green across the board. In fact, a C flare threat only consists of about 25%. C flare. KP indexes have been pretty stable across the board at 3, which is allowing for a little bit of solar wind to maybe possibly produce some auroras at the higher latitudes. Looking at these raw data here, still looking at elevated density, and also the speed here has been elevated there around 550, 600 kilometers per second. That is allowing some of that wind speed to affect the Earth's magnetic field and produce a little bit of KP indexes there with unsettled conditions. Let's see what else we got. I think that's about it. We got any questions popping up here on the...
We actually have an important question.
What's our important question?
Everybody's asking. Some people want to know how to become a member, but when they go to the main page, there's nothing on there showing join.
Okay, so far as if you want to be a member of this channel, which would include special perks, special emojis, and icons and whatnot, we just uploaded a video today of some huge zucchini squash that we found in our garden, and it's little stuff like that, behind the scenes stuff, a little bit more personal stuff, which includes me and Miss Mimi's, either if it's around the house or if we're doing outside stuff. That's kind of what we're uploading to those that may want to kind of get a little bit of background view of who we are and more of our personal life aside from earthquake activity and space weather and whatnot. And that's what we're offering. But if you go to the YouTube channel here, and you should be able to see it directly. Stand by for just a second here, folks. Let me see if I can bring up my channel. And it should be right smack dab on the Earthmaster homepage.
Yeah, see, I'm not seeing it either.
Really? That's a little odd.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's quite a few people who want to join, but they can't find the button.
Okay, so stand by for just a second. I'm going to have to probably message YouTube about that. So
Yeah, unless you
it
can only
should
do it on
be.
a computer, because yours is up there.
It is, huh?
Definitely, if anybody if anybody's not on their phone and maybe on their desktop or laptop, go and check it out on there and see if it's on there.
Double check. Yeah, definitely double check on your laptop. It's not on Missy Mimi's phone here.
No, it's not.
So that's a little odd. So maybe it's possible that
You have to use a computer.
it's only showing up on laptops or computers or desktops.
Yeah, so
Because the
definitely-
join button is up there. We do have 7 or 8 members right now, and we will give shout outs and whatnot to those folks there for joining. But yeah, that's a little odd. Let me know, guys, in the comments, or you can send me an email at earthmastermail@gmail.com on if you don't see it, even on the laptop or your desktop. I know, I think it was Kathleen mentioned in chat that she was going to join, and she did not see the join button.
Yeah, so we see it on the computer, but not on the phone. So maybe you have to do it through your desktop. So
Let me check on mine here real quick. Let me go to my channel on my cell phone here and see. Yeah, I don't see it either. It's very possible, folks, that you need to be on a computer aside from your cell phone to make that happen. That's the only thing I can think of, but let me know, guys.
yeah, they're saying not seeing it on my laptop, and Freebird said it doesn't show on her iPad either.
Really? Alrighty, well, I will be messaging YouTube here pretty soon, because that's not cool. That's definitely
I know.
not cool.
Obviously, some people have. Some people are saying they see it on my phone, and then others are saying they don't see it. I don't see it on mine either.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little odd.
A little spotty.
Yeah. Maybe that's Well, it's good to know, because that's just strange. Because I can't even do it.
That's
Even
weird.
when I go here, there's.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. That's not really nice there, YouTube. All right.
What the heck?
Did you hear that? It was a pretty loud firework. It
Fireworks.
sounded like somebody out there popping fireworks for the Memorial Day weekend.
Right? Woke me up. I think I cleared the ceiling.
It's gonna scare my dog, so I better get out there so we can get them.
Yeah.
But I will double check that, folks, and I'm gonna give YouTube a little quick comment or a message, an email, and find out what's going on. That quite a few folks are not seeing that on their for an option. So I will get back to you guys and find out what's going on. So hope everyone has a good night. I got to get out there, make sure my dog doesn't jump the fence and run away because of that large firework. I will chat you guys a little bit later, and I will be in touch. I'll post a post up here on the community board and let you guys know what YouTube says as far as that joining option.
Sounds
Obviously, it's worked for a few,
Yeah,
but it's not working even for you.
I know.
So that's a little odd.
I'll check my laptop too, but like I said, some people see it on their phone, others don't, and then others aren't seeing it on their laptop.
Alrighty, we'll get it working. All right, guys, have a good night. We will chat you a little bit later on. Stay safe, everyone.
See you guys.